So I do want to have this conversation with y'all because we got into it in the office about what is the most trash Starburst flavor.
Oh yeah, you did.
And yes, bro, because I had to go put a poll up on my Instagram because my homeboy had me absolutely flabbergasted.
That's easy.
So hold on, let me just tell y'all, let me walk y'all through. Dang. So we sitting in the office, we chopping it up. My guy goes and gets, y'all know how they have the Starburst in the 2-packs? The little 2-pack joints.
The minis. Yeah.
The little minis. Yeah. So he comes back, he sits down, he sits directly across from me, and he's like, oh man, bro, today gonna be a bad day. And we like, what you mean it's gonna be a bad day?
I'm superstitious over
bro,
candy.
he said, I got two of the worst Starbursts. He said, I got two types of the worst Starburst there is. And so I'm like, bro, what you get? 2 pink ones? 2 yellow ones?
Right.
He said
the pink.
He said relax. 2 red ones.
That's the best.
You gotta relax.
The red ones are the best ones.
Is he a whole package for just red Starburst?
Is he?
Yes, bro.
Is he this side or that side?
He's middle. He's Asian. Bro, so it started this whole dialogue and the whole office went crazy because now I have to poll people to make sure that everybody ain't as foolish as him. So I stand up from my little cubicle and I'm like, hey, what's the worst Starburst? Everybody's saying, and to my surprise, people are actually agreeing with this fool and saying that red was the most garbage. And I'm like, yellow is in this pack. And y'all saying red.
Easily yellow.
It's yellow.
Yeah.
It's easily yellow.
Yeah.
So
second is orange.
Yep.
Nah, second for show is pink.
Oh,
pink lemonade?
Pink and lemonade for show is second worst.
I'll take strawberry over. There's a whole pink pack.
Yes.
Disgusting.
I'll take pink over red.
Nah, bro, that orange kind of fire though. And so I put the poll up.
Some vitamin C.
You look like an orange guy.
Orange man.
Go eat you a regular orange.
Boy, start the pod, bro. Y'all annoying. Yo, guys, welcome to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. I am Dante, and I'm here with my guys.
This is Coop.
What's up with it? It's your boy JJ.
And we produced by
BKJB.
Yes, sir.
And welcome to the Soundboard Podcast. Y'all already know the vibes. This is where we come every single week to ask the questions. Am I tripping? Mm-hmm. Is it me? We've been a part of each other's Soundboard for over 10 years. And now we are just bringing you into the conversations that we have every single week. Now, last week, we took a little breaky break.
Much deserved.
Much deserved. Because we wanted to celebrate Indigenous People Day.
You gotta be careful.
We wanted to celebrate Indigenous People Day. So, fellas, how did y'all celebrate watch Cowboys game day?
That's what it is?
Yeah,
and
basically.
Yeah, bro, and they won. Because you really can't call it Thanksgiving. Every time you call it Thanksgiving, people get up in arms about it. And it's like, as a black person, we not here for that. We here for the football and for the food.
In the family.
The
fellowship.
So how did y'all celebrate? Coop, how did you celebrate?
Went to
That boy said,
went to a homeboy's house. My boy Ty, he always cooks. I believe he's not a chef, but I want to say he took like an online cooking class where like they were
YouTube?
no, like where he would have to prepare meals, but then he also has to set them.
So he be plating and stuff.
Yeah, like he won't let me fix my own plate.
Oh, okay.
So you went to culinary school online?
Online, right? But you can't taste it, so it's kind of weird.
I was going to say, you only get half the credit.
But the food is delicious. He always cooks really good. Best turkey I've ever had in my life.
Ty look like he do a smoked turkey. He do a good smoked turkey.
He baked it, but he said it took him 4 days.
To bake it?
So he had to marinate. He marinated
it.
Oven
on 50?
Bro, I don't
know. I know that boy light bill gonna be high.
I don't know. Juiciest turkey I've ever had. Most flavorful turkey I've ever had.
I bet. That's slow cooked.
And I usually have fried turkeys, which is my favorite because they're usually juicier, but this was juicier than that. Pause if necessary.
This was juicier than that.
Pause if necessary. So yeah, I always go over there and had a good time, bro.
So what did y'all do? Was it just like y'all over there? Does he have a big family? Was his family there? What's up?
So it's his family. So it's like his wife, his daughter, and I'm actually friends with him through his brother-in-law, who is no longer invited to Thanksgiving.
That's awkward.
Can you imagine seeing Coop on social media at your people's house?
I'm good money. I'm still going.
I would be pissed off.
But so that's a little awkward, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Made like 3 plates to
y'all
go.
still go, so that means y'all got a good relationship.
Yeah, I wanted to go over to the Joseph's house, but JJ was gone.
But JJ parents don't care.
Yeah, my parents
They'll
don't
tell you
like-
still pull up.
You could have pulled up.
Yeah, I want them to meet Casey too. So I was taking her on her rounds.
Oh yeah, that must have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
So she was out. Everybody got to meet her, so that was cool too.
How did she do, like being out and about?
She's fine. She just be chilling. She don't really cause no ruckus or anything like that. So that was cool.
That's because she understands who the main character is.
Who is it?
It's her.
This is facts. This is facts.
She understands main character. So nah, bro, that's dope. Like, so I want to know because I always am interested on how other families celebrate. What did y'all do? Did y'all watch the game? Did y'all play games? Like what?
Yeah, game, eat, drink, watch the game. After the game's over, then play like Taboo or
Okay, so y'all have activities. Y'all had
activities.
What time did y'all eat though?
Ooh, 4?
Oh,
Okay.
4 o'clock.
4?
That's late or early?
That's kind of late.
I think that's reasonable. Is that late?
Nah, I think
It was
that's-
late for me this year. So we started at 1.
Oh, that's
Just
perfect.
to get it going.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna say.
perfect. But then you're gonna be asleep at like
Oh yeah, take your nap. We still here.
right. Yeah, but that's it, bro. Oh, I have a question for y'all though.
What's up?
I had a debate.
Is this Starburst?
No.
Skittles, obviously.
Thanksgiving. Potato salad or mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
Potato salad.
Potato salad.
Potato salad.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes on a regular day.
Nah.
Thanksgiving is
Potato salad in the summer.
Wait,
What?
it's seasonal?
That's not
No,
unreasonable.
because I think about potatoes. When I think about potato salad, I think of like a barbecue, and most of that times that happens during the summer months.
So
I
in
don't
the
know if
fall,
I-
you just go straight.
Potato salad.
Yeah. I don't know if we've ever.
Nah,
had
mashed potatoes me.
I think that was a white thing. The mashed potatoes. 'Cause, like black people eat potato salad.
White people probably all gratin.
Right.
Hey, you will watch your mouth. No, bro. That's so. The reason I said 4 o'clock was late was because my family started at 2 o'clock, and oddly enough, Olivia was like in a rush the whole morning. I was like, "Calm down, girl.
Right.
My family ain't gonna actually start at 2 o'clock, bro. Why we get there at 2:45 and they actually had started, prayed, and everything.
Oh, you missed
Yes,
it.
bro, was eating and everything. And
missed
I
it.
walked in. I said, I have a confession to make. I stood in my auntie living room. I said, I have a confession to make. And they was like, what, Dante? I said, I didn't believe y'all was going to start on time. That's why we late.
Is this y'all's first holiday together?
This was
a
our
married
first.
couple?
This was our first holiday together. So we decided to spend Thanksgiving with my family this year, and then next year we're gonna go spend Thanksgiving with her family.
Okay.
And so it was good, man. One thing I love about my family is they'll never have food for me, so we actually had to prepare me a meal
At the house.
just to bring over there. But this is what pissed me
What'd you
off about
prepare?
people. Huh?
What'd you prepare?
So Olivia prepared me a nice
Salad.
little no salad. Vegans just eat more than salad. She prepared me a nice little roasted veggies and I had like a pasta.
Oh, okay.
It was really, really good actually.
Whole wheat?
Okay, shout out to Livy.
No, my baby gonna make sure I'm fed. The thing that pissed me off was we get there and then my mama is like, Olivia, you can set it on the table, girl. Ain't nobody gonna eat Dante food. Why?
Bro, we've been through this before.
Why?
No, somebody
been through
ate it.
this before. Why I look up and my roasted vegetables is gone? They done
Dang.
went
The whole
they,
thing?
Dang near.
Bro, if there's food on the table, I'm
Yeah,
it's
so the
free
issue
game.
was, and I told
Yeah.
Olivia, I said, baby, next time my mama tell you that, don't listen to her. Them people gonna eat whatever's on that table. But then I also realized that we are screwed as a family because
Oh my God.
because we were sitting around talking about like okay, who cooked? It's always like my aunts, my uncles.
The recipes ain't getting
Bruh,
passed down.
the issue is, you know what all my generation brought?
Sides.
Desserts. Desserts.
Patty pies.
Homemade desserts? Or
Pies,
pick it up?
no,
Patty
store
pie.
bought, store bought.
Easy.
So, bro, I was telling my cousin, I said, y'all, we got to do a better job. I was like, we got to do a better job because one day our aunts, like first of all, my granny's still cooking. So my mama ain't cooking no more for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like my mama, like my granny and mama ain't cooking no more for Thanksgiving. The fact that my granny had to cook is a problem, right? Like she should be at that age where like she sits back, relax.
She should just
But
be making a plate.
but my
Nah, she still gotta
cousins,
produce.
Nah. My cousins don't want to cook. They don't want to cook nothing. So I go around the house and I'm asking them. I'm like, hey, you know, do y'all cook? And my cousins, I'm asking all my female cousins, they cook.
Why you only asking
Yeah,
them?
why are your
No.
female cousins?
Cause all my
Because you don't know
guy
about
cousins,
Emerald, and that's why.
all my guy cousins, the older ones will cook.
Oh, okay.
They'll bring like the ham, like the turkey, like
I'll do the meats.
yeah, the meat.
Okay, that's reasonable.
But my female cousins do not be cooking, and so we sit over here. I'm asking them like, "Yo, what you bring? The dessert. What you bring? The dessert? Hey, y'all, somebody gonna have to cook something.
Are all of them single?
I'm not gonna answer.
We're not
that.
gonna be that.
I'm not gonna answer that. I will say it did start a conversation about women and cooking. That's all I'm.
No, we're
gonna
not
say.
having.
I'll table that. But it ended up being a cool Thanksgiving with the Robinsons. One thing my family gonna do: watch the Cowboys game, joke, laugh, and bro, we get in. One thing I love in my family: we get in and we get out. We ate at 2. Me and Olivia was back at the house by 7.
Oh, word.
Y'all don't be drinking over there.
No, my family be drinking. They just go outside
Oh, you can't.
because my granny.
I heard
Because
about,
my
like,
granny be
I
there.
heard you can't smoke in the house, but drinking in the house is
Oh, my cousin's definitely gonna go to the store. They gonna go to the store and smoke. But then when my granny is there, everybody down like drinking stuff in front of my granny. As soon as my granny left, because my granny left at
Your
about.
granny will say something?
She won't say nothing, but people in my family get a little liquor and they start getting a little crazy, and they're
Rowdy?
not gonna do that in front of me.
We saw.
Robinson at last.
This is joking. Yeah.
Oh
I'm just
my
joking.
gosh.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
So they don't really do that in front of my granny like that. So my granny left. It was a Wild West, but it was good, bro. It was really good. Watched the game, had a lot of laughs, connected with my little cousins, bro. I realized them jokers. I don't connect with my little cousin up, bro. They need some guidance.
You're the one to do it?
I don't know if it's me, but it was good. It was a really good Thanksgiving with back.
That's what's up, man.
That's what's up. I was watching the Cowboys game this year with a house full of Giants fans.
Oh, so you was in enemy territory.
I was.
You're gonna take 1 week off
Rusty.
and don't know the buttons.
Yeah.
How
man.
was that
It
experience?
was great. Cowboys won.
Exactly.
Whoop that ass, too.
Tapped.
You heard?
That when he fly down here and punch you in your face.
Yeah, and that was the second time they met. They beat the Giants twice this year.
Yeah.
But I was in New York for Thanksgiving or Indigenous People Day, however you want to spin it. Went out there for a week this year. This time we decided to celebrate with my wife's side of the family.
Okay.
Yeah, whole week.
It was a whole week. I was out there a whole week. It was a good time though.
Yeah.
I stayed in different parts of New York.
Okay.
So I went out there last weekend for a birthday celebration.
Okay, so y'all had other things to go to.
Yes, yeah. We stayed in
Okay.
the city for the weekend for the birthday celebration, which was an extravagant birthday celebration.
Was it like a big birthday, like a 30 or
It was
something?
the 30th. bro.
Okay.
I'm talking
Okay.
about all
That
the
makes
works, bro.
sense.
It was put together like a wedding.
Like a wedding.
And I
That's
know.
what it sound
Dang.
like.
And I know because I just put on one.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was extravagant. They had all the works. But it was a great time. It was a great time. So I did that. We did, some of the like touristy things, like going to Nas's restaurant. We went to see the Biggie murals, things like that. Just walking around Brooklyn. But it was cold, bro. It was like 20 degrees.
Oh,
Brick.
Yeah, it was brick. It was brick that weekend. So, and then we went over to Geraldine's, her sister's house. We stayed there.
okay.
Okay.
And we spent Thanksgiving with them. So we spent Thanksgiving, or let me say Indigenous People Day, because I don't want to offend Dante.
You ain't offended me.
But we celebrated with them. They had some great food, fellowship, activities. So it was all around a good time. We didn't quite eat at the same time y'all ate.
What time y'all eat?
Closer to about 7, 8.
7 p.m.
Yeah, it was a.
So what did you eat
you get
pre-Thanksgiving?
I said, you had a good breakfast?
I had a good breakfast.
Okay, because I was about to say.
But by the time the food was ready, it slapped. It was good, bro.
Was it a different type of food?
Yeah, what do they eat? What do Haitian families eat for Thanksgiving?
Very similar type of foods. Like we had turkey.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was turkey.
Dressing?
No dressing. We had turkey,
Potato salad?
potato salad.
Mashed potatoes.
Yams?
No yams.
Beans, greens, tomatoes.
Oh, I know what y'all had.
What's that?
Plantains.
We did.
I told you.
It's called banan.
Banan.
You're uncultured, Dante.
Nah, when you look at the store, it do not say it do not say banan. It say plantains.
Yeah. But that's just. I think that's Creole.
Just what the key Haitian now.
Coming back with new words.
It's banan.
Yeah. But no, some traditional dishes. But it was really good. Yeah, overall food was really good. I did have a little incident though, where I struggle at times with my vision, right? And I have to wear glasses and contacts. Well, I decided to get up in the middle of the night. I had slept in I started to fall asleep in my contacts. Decided to take my contacts out. Was trying to walk back to the room, and there's a couple of stairs.
Just a couple?
It's about 3 in total.
What
I
happened?
remembered the first one. I forgot about the other 2. And slipped and fell, bro. And back been bothering me ever since.
Oh my god!
That's
Did you
how
wake
the
up?
back-
Did you wake the whole house up?
Nah, just my wife.
What'd you say when you fell?
I didn't say nothing.
Did I do that?
I held it in.
He said,
Bro, you know what I'm thinking about? When Charlotte takes a tumble,
Bro.
and
Oh,
after
the
she
table?
after she fell off the table, she was just saying, ooh.
I had to hold it in, bro.
All them crate challenges.
I had to hold it in. And the bad thing is because I was already having knee issues, right? So when I slipped, I tried to brace myself for the fall, but also tried to not overcompensate for my knee, and my back just locked up. I felt just like Justin.
oh my gosh, bro.
You would have thought I sneezed.
Bro,
Keep that energy over there.
is this what 30 becomes?
Bro, I couldn't believe. And at the time, I was like, I'm good. I didn't really feel it. And then, bro, 3 hours later, woke me up in the middle of the night. I was like, my back was locked.
That boy need icy hot.
Did you just
I put
lay
that
and look
on.
at the ceiling for a little while?
Bro, it was every subtle movement.
Yep.
I had to get out the bed, lay on the floor. It was
It's bad. You only got one back. That's it.
yeah, bro.
It's connected to
It's
everything.
connected to everything, every movement.
Sound bite of the week.
You only got one back. Bro, my family, the little kids in my family are so disrespectful. So one of my cousins is a actual masseuse. She went to school to be a massage therapist. My other cousin gonna say, ooh, she gonna lay on the couch and say, ooh, D, come give me a massage. My little cousin gonna say, ooh, that's a big back.
Go cuss extra.
That's a lot of work.
Go tell somebody got a big bag.
Bro, I was hollering.
Yeah.
So your back hurting. Now, did this happen at the end of the trip, beginning of the trip?
This happened on Thursday night, so it was after Thanksgiving,
Okay.
after all the festivities.
Okay, so you've been cool ever since. Y'all been chilling.
Cool is relative. I've been making it. Every day has been getting better. So we thank God.
Amen. So now you also told us that you finally are no longer an outsider. You late,
Yeah.
but you now with us. What's your thoughts?
Black Panther. It was great. I thought it was phenomenally done.
Really?
Hey, this is the thing. Last episode, we couldn't get no spoilers. Y'all should have seen that movie by now.
And we told y'all to watch it.
And we told y'all to watch it. So
Yeah, I
JJ,
thought it was a great production. I thought the storyline was good. I thought overall it was good. I thought the acting was good. Y'all feel differently?
no, I thought it was great.
It has some moments.
Justin super. I just wanted to get your opinion because Justin.
You
I
went
also-
on for the whole 3 hours.
I also, I like the story build up. I also wasn't going into it with a very critical eye. Like I wanted to be entertained, and I feel like I was entertained. Yeah, it was. It kept me for the whole 3 hours.
It kept me for the whole 3 hours too.
I didn't even realize it was 3 hours. Like the time just passed.
I knew.
I knew too. I was like, this is a long movie.
Yeah. Your
And I had
back
no
should have
idea.
told you.
Right.
No, I definitely felt my back.
Oh, I gotta lay down.
But did you agree with what the sister did?
At the end, I do. I think it was a wise choice.
Let me tell you something. You kill my mama, you're dead. And I don't care. I don't care about all them other people from Wakanda. I know they was out there, but I would have showed up with that man's head in my hands, and I would have said, "Who else wants some? Who else want to get some of this?
Hollywood Cole.
Who else want to get some of this? I'm holding it up like a pumpkin. Who else wants some? This is your leader."
I didn't appreciate the fact that they were all stronger than all the black people.
So I don't know if it was because, and they really pissing me off because this supposed to be our territory.
Yeah.
That's like you coming and beating me up in my yard.
They
That's
pop up.
what
and-
happened.
I should have a home court advantage. Actually,
They
no.
went to their territory.
You're right. They had the home court advantage. They were
whole
fighting them on
no.
water.
Oh, cause
Yeah, they went
They were
into the
fighting them
ocean.
on water. They were fighting them on the
I
ocean.
said, who chose to go to the Atlantic?
Yeah, and we can't swim like that. You know, black people can't swim.
This is.
Y'all are
We
ridiculous.
were set up for failure. Y'all know black people can't swim.
You're right, bro.
Our Black Panther set us up for failure.
He really
Because
did.
she
That's
the
why-
one who said, "Let's go to the ocean."
She
That's
was
why
violent.
most of them fighting scenes was on the top of the ship, not under the water. Because the black folks drowned.
Dang.
They did. They
bro.
was falling in that water, drowning, bro.
Dang. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. That's all. That's my hot take. But what's up with you, Justin?
So let's see. During this Thanksgiving, it's still Thanksgiving to me.
Right.
Indigenous people, cool. I get it. We wasn't there yet. So
Whoa, wait.
Hey,
Just to say, not my business, not my problem.
Wait a minute.
Not my business, not my problem.
But I got to go to a Friendsgiving, which was fun. Chef Smoot, he decided he wanted to throw down for the people. We had like 3 different courses. He cooked full
Was it
on,
at the
like-
restaurant?
No.
Oh,
It was at his spot. So it was kind of like a housewarming too.
Okay.
There's about like 25 people there, and he threw down. Like,
oh, he did everything.
yeah, everything. We bought some drinks, but even still, they already had drinks there. A little bar cart.
Yeah.
It was just a good experience to be able to sit back and like. I know he does this like for real.
Right.
No
right.
shade to Taiwan.
Right.
But like this
He
is
didn't
how
learn
makes a
online.
living.
He didn't learn online.
But yeah, that man can cook. So I got to sit back and enjoy the festivities, played a whole bunch of games and everything. So that was cool. Sometimes Friendsgiving be kind of chill, like just like a kickback
Right.
type thing. But when the center is around food,
Right.
and everybody's just like raving about the food, it's like, all right,
That sound upscale.
it. You know, he got a nice clientele, so it was up there.
What was on the menu?
I couldn't even, bro. He had like a
Roasted
magnet
duck.
board, and it was full. So it was stuff that he was still cooking that we didn't even get to eat yet.
Oh.
So he just kept it going. Because normally he'll go either do like a private dinner for somebody for Thanksgiving or a family like that, or he'll do pre-made orders. But he's like, I'm not doing any of that this year. So everything that I would normally do, I'm sitting back in the kitchen and he was going to work.
So he was working the whole
Yes.
time. Dang, I knew that was good.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? That probably don't feel like work to him though.
It's
He
his
was
passion.
sweating.
It's his passion.
But I'm saying like people find joy in doing like
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Like that's it. He in his bag.
Plus,
When he
it's a way
finished
to,
and
it's
you
a
get
way
all
to
the
serve.
accolades.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also serving like, hey, like this is my technically like love language type thing. Like, hey, I want to make sure y'all look good, and everybody's ate to they full type
Right.
thing, and it was overall.
See, that's
good
the problem.
experience.
Cooking ain't enough people love language no more. You know what?
Not too much. So that was the Friendsgiving. So for Thanksgiving, I went down to Kim's family down in Houston.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was a little bit different experience for me. This is our first joint holiday.
Okay.
Being married, I come from a very small family dynamic. My parents and my sister,
Right.
and Lexi on occasions.
Right.
So whenever we do Thanksgiving or holidays, it's literally just us around the table. Like,
Right.
that's it. We ain't got to cook anything grand. It's our regular meals. Thanksgiving is usually cool for me because that's usually when I get like my specialty type thing, or like mac and cheese and ham, and that's cool. That's it. But going to Kim's family, Thanksgiving is more of a smorgasbord. Like it's all out type thing. So that's different for me. So even when they were like, we're about to have dinner at 1, I was like, all right, that's like lunch. I normally I can eat a nice lunch
Yeah.
and still have Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
So they're like, nah, it's at 1. And they were ready for 1. So Kim's mom has a bunch of siblings and cousins, and everybody decided they wanted to come through. And they cooked full out, like pans and everything.
Yeah, bro.
And
Just that's what people do.
I
Welcome to hood
get it. Like I
cooking.
said, it's different for me. Also coming multiple households type thing, like having to travel to another house to go do it all over again. That's just that's an exhausting experience.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I definitely had a good time over there. After we were eating, everybody kicking back. Lot of jokes, lot of stories.
Yeah.
So that's the part that, like, for extended family, that's something like I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
To have cousins and aunts and uncles who know you for your whole life that can tell a story about you type thing. Like I said, for me, it's my parents.
Right.
That is it. But yeah, so it was just so much food. So I'm on the opposite end of Thanksgiving. Like, I want to free us from the shackles of overcooking so much food.
Nah.
No.
Yeah, nah.
So
what
you
you
can take
talking
to go
about?
plates.
Yeah, food is still my
We
love
did,
language.
but that's a whole nother thing. Because for all the food that we have, everybody better eat these leftovers. But people be like, I don't eat leftovers anymore.
Who said that?
Oh, I'll feast on some leftovers.
Who said that? Because they get better once they marinate.
Should have hit my line.
So now we got a gang of leftovers. I'm cool with leftovers, but I know other people have their own level of preferences where, after a day or so, I'm sick of Thanksgiving food.
Nah, bro. My
I'll eat
mama.
on that for a week.
Yeah, bro. I was raised in a household where my mama really only cooked Christmas and Thanksgiving. You best believe we eating on this turkey for
Until
the whole
Christmas.
week.
Yeah.
Turkey sandwich, turkey. She done cut it up, put it in some soup, like
Turkey and eggs.
Like,
I
bro,
got a new one. Turkey fried rice.
Yeah.
Black people just be finding creative ways to
You put anything over some rice.
Black people be finding creative reasons. So I already know, bro. We not. My mama made it very clear. I'm not cooking. You're about to eat this, and we're not paying no money for no food. We got all these leftovers.
So
bro,
y'all
so
not
much
eat
food.
anything else except for the Thanksgiving food?
You talking
Like for
leftovers?
the next week, y'all only eating Thanksgiving
Oh
food?
yeah, my mom was.
I eat that for like one meal.
My
for the
mom was
day.
like,
But we
only
go out
Thanksgiving.
and eat something else or no? You gonna eat at the house?
I'll go out and eat if I don't have anything else at the house.
But you got
do,
Thanksgiving.
leftovers.
I know, but I don't eat that for each meal, like breakfast, lunch.
You just should be eating like 4 times
It's
a day.
degrees
though.
of leftovers.
Nah, I'll eat it like I probably would eat it like twice a day, but I don't eat it for all the meals.
Just how many meals you eat?
At least 3.
At least.
This man said,
How many meals you eat?
I really only eat like what?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm talking about the standard meals.
Oh, so you're saying you'll eat them for dinner and lunch?
Yeah, I'll
then
take
breakfast, you'll eat
leftovers.
something
Like
else.
if I have to go back to work, I'll take leftovers for lunch, and I'll eat the same thing for dinner.
But you're okay going out to eat when you have leftovers.
I'm okay to do it.
Nah,
The household ain't
man.
necessarily okay. to
Ain't
do it.
nobody going out to eat with no leftovers.
I definitely did. I had some of the most fire fried chicken I've ever had in my life. I went to this place called Brick and Bones in
I saw you post that.
bruh, so fire. It's Mexican fried chicken.
Mexican fried
So it's like
chicken.
cilantro and lime.
Okay.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
about to say Mexican fried chicken.
But watch out, Mexican Black Panther.
You gonna hop out the water in your ass. You gonna be taking a bath. You gonna come out the drain.
I do you like Shuri did, boy. I cut them little wings off your feet. Don't play with
Fire.
me. Ain't no way that
So if you're in Dallas, go to Brick and Bones, bro. Check it out. I think that's the best chicken in Dallas. It might be, bro.
you at all this chicken place in Dallas. You saying Mexican chicken is better than all this black
the
chicken?
cilantro and lime.
It's a different take on it.
It's just different.
It's different.
It's my favorite. I think it's I've never been to Rudy's either.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's a.
But I've been to Williams.
Okay, boy, two different establishments. I'm gonna have to take you to Rudy's though. If you're in Dallas,
Am I
go-
gonna be safe?
Go with me. You gotta go with somebody who know the lay of the land. No, bro, it sounded like everybody had a really, really good holiday with your families. Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving.
I'm still thankful, so it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, definitely still thankful.
Absolutely.
So have y'all put up y'all Christmas trees yet?
No.
Nah, we don't even have.
Okay, so y'all normal.
Nah.
Do y'all know it's people who put their Christmas trees up like after Halloween?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know said people.
Yeah, after Halloween, it's people skip right past Thanksgiving and go straight to Christmas. One day I came home and it smelled like cinnamon buns. Olivia had lit her fall candles and little Christmas trees up everywhere. I said, "What is going on?" She like, "It's now officially Christmas
After
time."
Halloween?
It was after Halloween. She was like, "It's officially Christmas time, bro."
It's disrespectful. The indigenous people went through so much.
It's officially Christmas time, which I love. I love the season that we're going into. I love holiday season.
Calling it Indigenous Peoples Day is so unauthentic.
It don't even
because they're
say-
not doing
It don't-
anything
it
to
don't even-
celebrate the indigenous
Bro,
people.
and it's crazy because on my Apple calendar, it does not say Thanksgiving. It literally says Indigenous People Day.
But you put that there.
Wait, why my calendar say Thanksgiving?
You put that there. But but you know the U.S. is not the only country that celebrates Thanksgiving.
Oh,
this say
really?
Thanksgiving.
Nah, Canada celebrates it. There's a bunch of other
Well,
countries
it's still
that
the same
celebrate.
people that.
Oh no!
So Canada celebrates it. I think it's Greece. There's a country in Africa. There's like 8 different countries.
Nah,
that celebrate
Different days or same day?
different days.
Different days.
Okay.
America
So probably different
racist.
reasons.
America
Yeah, okay.
racist.
But it's all themed around the same thing. Like they're thankful they're coming together to have a meal.
Well, they
to
probably have more
celebrate the feast of
safer origins. Like we actually decided we want to come together and be thankful.
Right.
Our origins go a different route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I just realized Thanksgiving on the Apple calendar, Thanksgiving is the 24th. The 25th says Native American Heritage Day.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Put it on the 24th. Nah, man. But that was good, man. I'm glad y'all ate good. Glad y'all gonna be eating them leftovers for a minute.
4 minutes. 4 minutes. So I want to bring up something to y'all's attention here. So I was having a conversation, with a friend, and I was also kind of thinking about this situation, right? And like this particular friend, I would say has been in a position in life where they are very comfortable.
Okay.
Right? Like they're very comfortable. And it's like almost like their situation, their environment has, what I would say their environment has created this atmosphere that makes it okay to be stagnant.
Okay.
Okay.
And so like over time, like pattern of behavior has shown me that like this person is not necessarily progressing in life, right? Like they're not necessarily showing up to things on time. You could tell like other things are impacted by how they are moving. But there's like no sense of maybe urgency,
Okay.
or even like maybe motivation to kind of get out of that environment. But it's like, bro, you really care for this particular individual and you want to
Right.
help somebody. It's like, how do you really help somebody who is in that type of environment or that type of situation that maybe is unaware of what they need to do,
Right.
or just doesn't have that motivation in themselves? Do y'all feel like that's a situation in which you can help, or is that a situation that you have to separate yourself from? And in that, like, is there like a level of a threshold or anything that will tell you like, or that from inside that you're like, yeah, I'll step in, or here's where the threshold is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
I think that's tough because it's like I always say people are going to change when they want to change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going through something similar. I think it's a little bit more extreme than the situation you're talking about. But my thing is I just try to keep them close, like so they can see how I'm moving. So maybe I can impact them some type of
Right.
way. Because me talking to somebody, I don't think that my words are going to necessarily induce change in them,
Right.
within them. But maybe if they see the actions or like how I'm moving, they might decide, you know what, that might be a better way to do it. I can kind of emulate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can get with that.
That's good.
But do you feel like having somebody that's in that close proximity will then detract from you?
Definitely. But it depends I think it depends on how much you care about the person. You know what I mean? Or if you have the capability to do both. Because sometimes you don't have the capacity to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which that's the harder part. You know what I mean? So maybe if you're not able to be that person for them, maybe you can link them with somebody else, or if you know mutual person that's kind of that could impact them positively, maybe try to reach out to that person and be like, hey, yo, I think that you could really be a positive influence on this person. Like, I think they need you
That's
right now,
good.
type of thing.
That's good, because I will say sometimes messages are received differently depending on who it comes from. Because what I've realized is you can want something for people, bro, but to Coop's point, if they don't want it for themselves, they're not going to. And I've spent a lot of time trying to literally walk people through steps. Y'all know I'm a step person.
Right.
I have spent so much time like, okay, bro, you need to get a better job. Step 1, go do this. Step 2, go do this. Step 3, go do this. Step 4, go do this. Or, hey, bro, if the relationship ain't working out, maybe step 1, go do this. Step 2, go do this. Like, I've spent so much time trying to walk people through steps. And I'm going to be honest, for the most part, it has turned up void.
Yeah.
Because to Coop's point, people change when they want to change.
Right.
So I think a follow-up question that I would have for you, JJ, is does that person realize, are they self-aware enough to realize that they are stagnant? Because I think sometimes people may not even necessarily know that they aren't progressing. You know what I'm saying? Do you believe that person's self-aware enough to know?
That's a good question. I think that they are self-aware. I think it's just the lack of execution.
Okay.
Right. Like, and it's kind of like conducive to the environment. It's like it's the environment that's kind of shaping you to not put forth the action or the execution that's needed to get you out of the situation in the first place. I think that's one element of it. I think the other element is like just a sacrifice. Like, you got to be willing to sacrifice things to kind of progress.
Yeah.
So you can move like laterally, but you're not moving forward, but you kind of just, there's movement, but it's not progression, right?
Right.
It's just not productive.
Right.
I think that they're self-aware, but I don't know if the motivation is there. And it's like, can you even motivate somebody or inspire somebody without that motivation just coming from the inside?
I think it's really who they're around. I'll give an example. Like, even like, I feel like within our circle, the fact that all of us are married now within our friend group, I feel like that makes a lot of our other friends try to
see marriage differently.
Yeah, they see it differently. Now that they're saying, okay, this is how they live, this is how you live, this is how you live. Like, I think I want that too. You know what I'm saying? I also don't believe that if you're in a room, if everybody in this room is doing well and chasing their purpose, that you want to be the only person out here, you know, bullshitting with your life. Like, that'd be a very hard room to sit in. You know what I mean? And not change. Either you're gonna stay in the room, or you're gonna change, or you're gonna have to get out the room. And I feel like if you leave the room, you don't want it anyway. You know what I mean? Right.
And so to Coop's point, you have to, but you're depending on their entire group to change, when really they may need to be the person to get out the group. So if the group is on what they on,
right,
and it's not proving to be productive for them, then that person needs to say, this group is no longer serving me. I'm trying to move different. Let me figure out how I can go be around other people, so that I can be in different rooms, different conversations, so I can grow. So yeah, bro, I don't know. I'm just, maybe it's the older in me. I feel like when I was younger, I used to try to save everybody, and I am not on some trying to save everybody now. Like, everybody got problems.
No, that's real.
Facts.
Like, I think one of the things that easily boil down to is everything has a cost. So how much are you willing to pay for it? So even when on both sides of the spectrum, for you,
JJ, look at JJ face. How much you willing to pay, JJ?
yeah,
How much you willing to pay?
for you for looking to help somebody or give somebody guidance, that's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you effort. It's going to cost you your peace. So yeah, this person's close, but is it worth it at the end of the day for all these things to be debited from you? And then from the other person, I have these conversations about accountability and same thing about cost type thing. What are you willing to pay or sacrifice before I even get myself mixed up into this? Right. You're not going to put anything on the line. I'm not about to waste my time for this.
Right.
So you got to put something up before we can even start to talk about accountability or you trying to change your life. Even the level of dealing with complaints. We talked about this before. I stopped dealing with a lot of complaints because now you're taking away from me. I don't need to hear this complaint. It's your complaint. You can do something about it before you bring it to me.
He different.
Justin, get up and walk out the room. Justin, I'm walking out the room.
We turn our backs.
Justin, I'm walking out the room. But even to that point, and
That's a good point.
it's a great point. But it's so hard. It's so hard to let people fail, especially people that you care about. But it's almost like you have to let them fail.
I was about to say, because then you failing with them.
No, I ain't failing.
You don't get your time
I
back.
feel like there's an illusion of like
That's true.
probably the illusion of feeling like you're helping them, but you're also like you're not failing. You know what I mean? Because like at some point it's taking something away.
You're
from
not
you.
progressing.
So like you may be able to help,
Right.
but to y'all's point, it's costing you something. So maybe you're still at the same point that you were at. You're still able to help. You have the capacity, but it prevents you from like exponentially moving forward like you would have done if you weren't helping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, man, I just hate to see people go out.
Y'all are
like that.
empathetic.
Yes, Justin. Yes, Justin.
Show him empathy.
Because I also the other side of that is just realizing that a lot of times, bro, and maybe this is also the older in me. Boys, I went to a couple therapy sessions now.
We know. We're aware.
When you go to therapy,
Vegetarian.
my therapist said. But you also just realize that a lot of things come from how people grew up. Like a lot of things come from how they grew up. So I'll use my sister as an example. I love my sister, but I think we have different experiences because I was an older kid. She was a younger kid. So for me, my mom used to tell me anything I wanted, I needed to go out and get it myself. I wanted cable. I got a job at 15 because I wanted cable. I wanted a phone. I got a job so I could have a phone. My sister, that wasn't her story.
Yeah.
For her, my mama said, I wanted a car. I had to go buy me a car. My sister got her car. My mama gave her a phone. Like it was all these things. And so, but she was it's because she was a younger sibling. And so for her, we have different, my sister, I would say is, now she ended up going to the army and figuring it out. But for a while, she kind of was just out here just aimlessly just living. Like she didn't really know what she wanted to do. She didn't really have any direction. And I really can attribute that to, I think, growing up. So I would say sometimes it's also just realizing that people, it's not that people don't necessarily want better. I think fundamentally everybody wants better for their lives.
Debatable.
Yeah.
You don't believe that people want better for their lives?
I think there's levels to it.
Come on, y'all. Y'all can sit here and tell me there are people who are out here broke and they are okay with being broke.
I think there's levels to it. I think it's a mindset. So I think that people can tell you that they want better for themselves, but there's no fruit.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I'm
so
just
if there's
saying
no
people want better.
If people want better, for the most part, you can be better.
I'm not negating that. I'm saying that everybody wants better. The difference between you actually having better is action.
I would say they like the idea of being better.
Okay. I can
I
agree
want
with that.
to take it a step further.
I can agree with that.
It's a thought.
Yeah, it's a thought. Like I could do better. But not necessarily.
Sound right.
But it falls flat. That's all.
Yeah.
So how do you so JJ, if you don't mind us asking, how are you thinking about going about this situation?
I'm more similar to Coop. So for me, it's like if I can provide the environment or the exposure, and whether that's like, hey, you just see what I'm doing, or as I am progressing, I'm just giving you a little bit of the game, or I'm just telling you the things that I see in you. That's my level of accountability. Like I'm not gonna go further than that unless, like Justin said, you show me that, hey, you really out here trying to like move and trying to do better. But I still want to help you in ways that I can.
Right.
For me, that's just because the capacity is like, you can see what I'm doing. If you got questions, hit me up. I may drop some nuggets that I learned along the way that you didn't ask about, just so you can see, like, because part of that is exposure. If you don't have that exposure, you don't know that there's better for you.
The exposure is the biggest thing, bro. Because a lot of people, like even some of the people I'm close with, they look at me like I'm something more than I feel like I am necessarily. Like I've done a lot. Like, oh, you're really successful, but I'm like, I've been exposed to things that are
other groups.
Way, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really a small fish compared to.
Nah, you a big fish.
On that same note, let me ask you, because like, and this could be for you, Kuba, for any of y'all. Like, do y'all ever feel like y'all been at that point where you're not motivated or you're not moving forward?
Yeah, what you talking about?
Well,
Definitely. I thought you were talking about me.
well, that's,
Because secondly, before we start diving deeper, I thought we was about to fight.
because
I would do better, JJ.
Right.
I'm
If you got something to say, say it.
I'm asking Coop because Coop, I look at you a lot of times and I feel like you're an inspiration when I look at you because you move with execution. So there's a lot of times where you move, even if you say you're not necessarily you're stagnant or whatever, like you're putting forth action.
Right.
So from like an objective lens or a subjective lens, like it looks like you're successful because you're doing things, you're
Right.
accomplishing things, you're moving from one thing to the next.
Right.
So I could see how people could look at you and be like, "Oh, he's successful,"
Right.
just because of the way in which you move.
Not me exposing myself.
I see through that low vibration plate. I see through that.
Okay. I can do a lot of things. This has always been my issue, bro. I can do a lot of things. I'm always interested in stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good at motion, but I'm not always good at looking at the final end outcome. So it's like, you know what? I want to do this and I'll do it. But then it's like, I'm not always knowing exactly what my target end goal, like what am I gonna build on after I learn this skill or after I do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get to a certain level and I'm good. Like I don't want to be bad at anything. So when I start learning something, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But I don't take it to. My problem is taking it to the next level.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see that in you.
Do you feel seen?
I'm exposed. Adam, where's the bush? Where's the bush? I'm looking for the bush.
Coop, where are you? I see that in you.
So I think that might be my New Year's thing. Like I need to take something to the next level. Like
So I think it's just seeing it through, right? Like
No.
sometimes you don't necessarily know why you're going to use the thing. You just have to keep using the thing. Like keep doing it long enough for the opportunity to present itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Consistency.
consistent, like be
Consistency,
consistent enough with it. That boy Master P just said on the Earn Your Leisure podcast that
not you plugging them.
Yeah.
because I was watching an episode and he was talking about how he was like, oh, I dropped out of school after 1 month because ultimately he just needed to learn one lesson, and that lesson has been the thing that has helped him be successful today. And his thing was consistency.
Right.
He said, once I learned the idea of consistency, because basically he was talking about McDonald's, and he was at TSU, Texas Southern University in Houston.
Oh, I thought it was Tennessee State.
He was at, or was it?
I'm trying.
Okay.
People say TSU, they be like,
Okay,
Texas
yeah,
Southern.
but he was at TSU.
TSU.
He was a TSU student, and he had a business class. The teacher said, "What does McDonald's do well?" And everybody gave these different various things. One person said, "Oh, they do real estate." The other person said, like, something. And ultimately he was like, the professor said, they make cheeseburgers well. They are consistent.
That's their thing.
And because they are so consistent with that, because remember, before they had these big grand menus,
Yep.
it was a cheeseburger and fries.
Yep.
That was all they made. He said because they did that so consistently and became so good at it, that's why they are successful today. And he said he dropped out of school after that because that was all he needed.
Master P.
Master
he
P.
done lived a life.
He done lived a life. He said, bro, I dropped out of school shortly after that because he was like, they was a month into school. He dropped out of school after a month. He was like, because that's to me, I graduated. That's what I needed.
Yep. That's facts.
and he got it. And so I would just encourage you and just anybody with that. Just continue to be consistent with that. And you'll see it. You'll see why you need it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was something that Coop said earlier too, just kind of how he moves in motion and stuff. That I just want to post to all of y'all. But do y'all feel like y'all are on the path to purpose or to destiny?
In this episode, JJ about to piss me off. Do you feel like you are?
Why? Why is it gonna piss you off?
Cause I don't like
Or
this
do you
question.
feel like you're detoured?
No, JJ, no.
Hey, and this time, I'm actually talking to Dante.
No, JJ, I'm not on track. You get it?
No. But the reason I asked that is because it kind of ties into what Coop was saying. But taking in some content earlier this week. And,
You want to plug? You want to plug them?
yeah. And they were talking about like on the path to destiny, basically. But most of the time, people are detoured from that path to destiny because they're discouraged.
Right.
And like being discouraged means like you lose the courage to move forward. Right.
Right.
Like whatever you had courage in that was helping you to move and progress forward, at some point you lost the courage. And so most of the time that's rooted in like fear or anxiety. Right. But like being able to recognize, is that prevalent, or is that like you still are trucking forward in the same path that you need to?
Well, I'll answer because I think about this often. The answer is no. Well, I think the answer is I recognize where I am on the journey to destiny, but I also am super aware of what keeps me from fully walking into it. For me, I just don't ever feel like I am doing things good enough, and that makes me not want to do them. So like, it doesn't necessarily matter how often or how much people come and be like, oh, bro, you're great at this, bro. You do this so well. You do this, all this. It really comes down to what is your belief in yourself. Do you believe that you do it well? Because everybody can tell you this all day long, but if you don't believe, you're not going to walk in it. And so for me, I think that has been the biggest deterrent on the road to destiny per se, is that a lot of times I don't ever feel like I am doing something well enough, or like it's never good enough. So I almost have this unrealistic expectation of perfection, and it's just not real. Like it's not real. I realize that, and that's something that I am actively working on.
Dang, bro. You are enough.
That's just an affirmative. See, your friend needs to listen to this episode. Share this episode with them so they can grow.
So do you know what you? I don't know if destiny's the right, like your life purpose type thing. Is that what you're saying?
More so what I'm talking about, I guess, is the detour.
Okay. So you want to focus on the detour.
On the detour, yeah, because like destiny can be nuanced.
It is
nebulous.
very
Like you don't really
Okay.
know
Okay.
what that is in totality. But you most of the time, you know, if you're like Dante said, Dante realizes he's not necessarily on the right path. But like people who I feel like on that path are pretty confident in like, I'm headed in the right direction.
Right.
So do you know what direction you're supposed to be going in?
Most of the detour is what I was kind of focused
Yeah, I know the direction I'm going to go into. I think one of the dangers of the dangers of that is when you start to, where you know where you want to go and you start to settle. So you start to tell yourself, I don't really want to do that. Like, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start,
lies to yourself.
Yeah, you start to lie to yourself to be like, yeah, I don't really necessarily like that. That would have been cool, but like,
y'all soft. I'm gonna say it. I saw it on Instagram Reel. You negotiate with your inner bitch. You're not supposed to do that.
Yes, so you start to make negotiations, like, and you almost start to fool yourself.
And that's the episode.
You almost start to fool yourself to be like, I don't necessarily want that.
Yeah.
I want this instead.
This is
like,
fine.
This is fine. Like, this is cool.
So wait, are these like internal thoughts?
Oh yeah, they're all
Like,
internal.
Just throughout the day?
Okay, calm down, everybody. It's 3 more people on this podcast that need to answer the question.
No, that's real. I mean, I think.
Yeah, but yes, they're internal. They're internal thoughts.
So even that quote that I said earlier, I'm not gonna say it again. But it's like even with like workouts and stuff like that, it's like, okay, today I'm gonna run 2 miles. You get to a mile in a quarter. You're like, you know what?
I'm good.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm
did
just gonna
more than
stop.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm good. Like that negotiation is the issue, I think. So I think even with like throughout life, with your life goals, you're like, you know what? I don't necessarily have to do all this. Like I'm fine where I'm at. Like life is good.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily where you really want to be, or maybe you're not maximizing your productivity or what you can do out of life.
Okay. I'm trying to balance out and understand it.
Justin, first of all, Destiny needs to catch up with Justin. One thing about Justin, I'm always on course.
Yeah, so I mean, there's one part of it of a certain level of confidence, also a high level of faith. Mm-hmm. So starting off with the confidence, I realized early on that as long as I'm getting my stuff done, like on a daily basis, my biggest thing is daily fulfillment type thing. Like, am I getting what I said I was going to do today?
Right.
So come up with a list. If you knock all your stuff, all right, that's one day down in the books.
Right.
You do it again. So a level of consistency. Once you get into that method, you realize how much you can truly do. Yes, you're going to have shortcomings. Sometimes you can feel disappointed that you didn't get it done, but it's always in your mind another day. So the next day, you need to make sure you get your stuff done.
That's real.
So focusing on those and like ultimately what I realized is somewhat moving the goalposts to be smaller wins help
Yeah.
you get a bigger achievement at
It
the
builds
end of the
your
day.
confidence.
So when
Yeah,
you're talking about like your destiny, it's like, all right, that's kind of far off type thing. Or like even 5-year and 10-year plans and type of stuff. Like, all right, but in order to get to that point, you have to do what you need to do today. So
Right.
even like I can understand a certain level of negotiation if you have enough self-control to like fulfill on it.
Right.
Like, you still gotta have a certain level of grace. So like, hey, if I'm supposed to run 2 miles and I only make it 1.5 miles, but I know I put my earnest energy into this,
That's real.
then all right, I can make up that half mile throughout the rest of the day.
Right.
I can take a break. I can come back to it.
Right.
Or hey, the next day I'm running 2.5 miles.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure I do what I need to do to get that done. So creating that level of balance for those small wins
Right.
help to change your mentality on things. And you start to feel like
Yeah.
there's nothing I really can't do if I break it down to get the small wins out of it.
Coop said that to me one day. Do you remember that? You were like, you said, Dante, you need to have smaller wins so you can build your confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coop said that. Coop said that to
So
me. A couple
really,
months
you got to
ago.
get to your smaller wins.
I
Y'all
just
laugh
be-
about me,
I
but
just be laying down because I get overwhelmed.
yeah, but say you gotta celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
My wins, I be beating Google on the GPS. I still got it.
That is okay. So just in regards, so you say that's how you cope with. You don't even deal with the stress
sounds
of
kinda-
not cope, but like you don't even deal with the
That's not
stress
strong
of.
enough for you, Justin.
You don't even.
We don't
deal,
operate out of a place of weakness here.
You don't even deal with.
Those are the tools that you use to win every day.
You don't even
Amounts
deal
of
with the
nothingness.
idea. You don't deal with the idea of I am on route or not on route.
Oh,
I'm
so
just
sorry.
focused on the daily.
Circling it back, that's the level of faith. So ultimately, when I got baptized at 16, I realized I cannot do this life by myself. So my goal is to do the best I can and pray for the rest.
That's real.
Me worrying about what I can't do and what I'm gonna fall short on is not gonna give me any type of rest or any type of peace.
Right.
So you talk bringing it back to like that level of cost. What is this really gonna cost you?
Right.
So you taking your nap. Like what is what is that gonna cost you? I mean, all of us being worried. So a lot of people talk to me about like, hey, I'm worried about something. I'm like, hey, bro, why? Like what? We're spending time talking about you being worried instead of what you can actually do.
Right.
And then once you do what you can do, the rest is out of your hands.
You know what?
That's
I need to be in proximity to Justin more. You would think over these 10 years of personal phone calls, some would have rubbed off. So JJ, I'm intrigued. You posed that question to us. I wanna pose it back to you. Do you feel like you are on purpose?
I think I am on purpose. I think though that I have had detours, and there's still a level of detour currently, like in my purpose. And I think that's probably like reflecting on that. It's probably more a result of distractions. So I think for me, sometimes I can get off course because I'm just distracted. Like I haven't created enough. I maybe have been more lax lately about like boundaries and like,
Same.
you know, the things that I let influence me or like where I'm focused, where I put my energy and my effort. So I think those things get me off course is like not having that discipline and consistency to like stay the course. And so I think that falls within like those detours for me. It's just like
That's real.
just getting caught up in distractions.
Yeah, because everything that you can do, you shouldn't do. And I think that's kind of the issue, right? Like we can do a lot of things, but it is everything just because you can do it or just because you're good at it, don't mean that you should be doing that.
Right.
And so when we talk about distractions, I would say that's one of mine too. I would argue that it's a lot of people distractions. They put their time and energy on things that other people have said that they're good at, or like other people have put them in, or you would be great doing this, or you should think about this instead. And that may not necessarily be where you feel like you're called or God has called you or God has placed you. So I do think you have to be careful just allowing the detour of what others put on you to be on YouTube.
And I think that's part of it is like the distractions of quieting the noise.
Right.
And so if you always got noise on in the background, whether that's media, whether that's like you watching TV, whether it's a podcast, whether that's unless it's the Soundboard podcast, whether that's the radio, if you always got noise on or you're always doing something, you don't never have time to like be still, to know, like to get like a gauge of where you are, or for that information to kind of come.
Now let me ask.
forward.
I want to ask y'all a question.
Oh,
because y'all know the book.
The Bible.
Talking about the
He
Bible.
told the Bible.
The book. So we're talking about getting distracted or being kind of just like wandering on our journey. Mm-hmm. In the book, wasn't there a story about people wandering?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
our people wander.
Was it necessary, or was there a reason why? I don't know. I'm really asking.
You're asking.
I'm really asking. So when they were wandering the desert looking for the
40
for
it
the
was
promised land,
Yes.
For the promise.
And they did it for 40 years.
so was that part of their journey, or was that avoidable, or is that something that they needed to go through to get to where they needed to go? Or,
It was
or going for
It was avoidable. They didn't listen.
Right. It wasn't supposed to be 40 years.
Yeah, they fell to distractions, and ultimately God worked it to his favor.
Okay,
But yeah, I mean that's the basic story of Garden of Eden type thing. Like,
right, avoidable.
distractions will cost you everything.
And I mean, we're reading the story with hindsight, so like we know
Oh, yeah,
in
true.
totality like what happens.
right.
Right.
But in them
like,
40 years,
in
you're
the-
just walking.
in the story though, it's more like it's a heart posture. Like
Right.
when they got delivered out of Egypt, they were complaining and grumbling. They spent all their time complaining and grumbling and not necessarily being obedient. And so like
Because they were captive
wandering
in Egypt.
because they're
Right.
The captive.
My people.
Yeah, well, because I wanted to get that context for people who may not have known where it came from.
And that's the thing. I want it to let all my people go. All my people on the soundboard, let my people go.
So they were, to JJ's point, they were in captivity. They got freed from captivity, and then now they're
they
in
were
the
in
wilderness.
bondage to themselves.
Yeah, they
Right.
mentally were still in captivity.
That's the word.
That's
That's
bondage
it.
to
That's
themselves.
it. You in bondage
To your mindset.
to your mindset.
If they would have had the right character, they would have reached the promised land.
No facts. And so the sad thing about that, and we can talk about it now, is
And everybody didn't make it, right?
a lot of people.
No, that whole generation didn't make it.
Yeah, they didn't make it.
But that was due to disobedience.
Yeah, now their offspring,
God said we got to start again.
their offspring,
There's consequences.
Their offspring made it there. But can you imagine, like, you're doing all this and you don't get to see it. Luckily, their offspring came and got it together, but they didn't get to see it, bro, because they were just wandering.
Yeah.
Wandering the wilderness. And so if you out here wandering the wilderness,
If this is you,
Won't you come?
once you come, is there one? But no, I think as we go into the end of the year, JJ, I think that was such a great conversation, because as we go into the end of the year, we already talking about you're starting off on the right hand, New Year's resolutions and all this. And I think it would just be something just to be like, you know what, this year I'm gonna just be consistent in this one thing or in this two things. Like, don't take on too much, but just say I'm gonna be consistent in this, and just is what it is.
Yeah, and I would even, before you even do that, I would just add, challenge yourself to take an inventory of your habits.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, what are you doing now
Right.
that is impacting you from where you want to go?
Right.
And then once you have a better idea of that, you can create like maybe a more powerful or purposeful
Right.
resolution, challenge, whatever you want to call it for yourself.
That's so good, man. That's so good. Appreciate that. Ring the bell for JJ. One thing about JJ, he gonna bring us some thought provoking. All right, guys. So we haven't done this in a while, but we actually have one of our listeners write into us because they want to hear our opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so shout out to our listeners. Y'all already know how we do it. If you have something that you want to get our take on, please hit us up and you can slide in our DMs. Remember, it will all
Respectfully.
Or send the email.
Oh yeah, I'll send the email. What's the email, Coop?
Soundboard Podcast. The Soundboard Podcast
I threw it to Coop because I couldn't remember.
at gmail.com.
Okay, so this listener says, Dear Soundboard Podcast, I recently got married, and my husband's best man is a close friend, flew in from out of town the day before the wedding.
Okay.
The best man's flight had him arriving late, so he would miss the rehearsal dinner, yet he wanted to know if the groom could pick him up from the airport because his girl didn't feel comfortable with him taking an Uber. I said no. That's what.
That's a lot.
It happens again.
They got married again?
No. Another close friend came in town, and the groom did pick this friend up, but he said that her return flight was at 5 a.m. in the morning after the wedding, and she was supposed to get another person to take her. Basically, the other person fell out and was upset that the groom did not take the friend back to the airport. Her rationale was that since the friend was an out-of-towner and it was his guess, it should have been his responsibility to get her to the airport personally or assigned a family member, not to let a woman take a Uber alone. The question
Are
is,
they Muslim?
am I tripping? Should the bride and the groom be making airport runs?
Absolutely not.
You know what? When she seen that, this is why I didn't read it to y'all beforehand, because I knew we were all going to be on the same page. Cool. What is your... were they wrong?
They have to take care of their... No, absolutely not. They were not wrong.
They were not wrong. JJ, were they wrong?
No.
Justin, were they wrong?
We don't really have all the facts. The groom could have agreed to this in private.
He could have.
Without telling his
Yes.
bride.
He could have. But let's say that he did not. Let's say that he actually no. So he agreed to pick up the second friend. The first friend he didn't agree to. That was his best man.
That was his best man.
His best man.
How you don't pick up the best man, but you pick up the other friend?
Bro, you're not supposed to be picking up anybody.
Thank you. I was gonna say
On
I
your
think
wedding day?
I think
But I mean, that's your best man. So this speaks to your character.
no. So my thing
I'm
is
not picking you up, bro.
if it were your best man,
I'll call
I
you
would
an
think
Uber.
I would think that my best man wouldn't want to provide any pressure to me,
You're right.
any unnecessary stress to me on my
First
wedding
of all,
day.
why is the best man not already in town?
He missed the rehearsal dinner. That's file number one.
But he should be there beforehand to be helping getting everything
You're supposed to be
prepared.
helping me.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to be...
to mitigate the stress.
All I'm saying is,
Y'all are putting y'all traditional values.
no. The bride was not tripping. And let me tell Justin doing all this laughing at everybody's wedding. Justin made sure that nobody was stressed. I had left my tank tops because we don't call them A-frames. I had left my A-frames and I needed some for the wedding. Y'all know I had on a white shirt, and if you wore, I don't know if y'all know this, but if you a dark-skinned brother and you wear a white A-frame, you'll be able to see it under your shirt. So you're supposed to wear a darker, well, not
And that's
cool.
why I do it.
Not cool. But you're supposed to be wear a black or a gray or like something darker. So I had left mine at the store. It's the morning of the wedding. I mean, at the house.
Everybody
at the house.
So he had to go pick it up from the store.
No, at the house. Justin sees that I'm stressed, and Justin says, "Hey, bro, go to the venue. I'm gonna stop at Walmart to get that." So don't let Justin fool y'all. Do not let Justin fool y'all. Justin does not believe. No. Do not let Justin fool y'all. Justin does not believe that if it is your,
He's telling you what you believe.
if it is your wedding day, that you should be stressing. And I agree that it is almost selfish to be expecting the groom or the bride to be doing anything that could cause them any unnecessary stress on around their day. And I would argue that if you are a true friend, that should be your mindset to
Easily.
take stuff off their plate, not put stuff on their plate.
There's so many more people that you could have delegated to
Right.
coordinate rides for.
You only know me. You only know the groom at the wedding.
And even if you did, call an Uber. Like, you are capable of calling a Uber.
Call a taxi if you're more comfortable. Like there's a million
Right,
ways
like
to get somewhere.
people get to and from wherever they need to go
Rent a
all the
car.
time. Like there are so many things, but the fact that you are depending on the bride or the groom for anything, bro. I'm gonna be honest. We've talked about this. By the time you reach the wedding, you have decision fatigue.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you're tired.
Yep.
9 times out of 10, the week of the wedding, you're up making last minute decisions.
Writing vows.
Writing vows. Like you got all this stuff going on, and ain't nobody got time to be playing taxi service and shuttle, getting you to and from the airport. So yeah, I would say
This Am I Tripping came from the bride, I'm assuming.
it came
right?
from the bride.
And in the Am I Tripping, she said that she had to say no, right?
She did say no.
I'm just saying, the groom
Might have
might have
said-
been down for all of this.
Okay, well
That
that's-
might have been him and his personality.
Wait, that's gonna be a fight between
So is
them.
she asking? Is she tripping for stepping in?
She's saying, "Am
She
I
for
tripping?"
picking the groom.
Wait a minute.
No. But she
It's
is.
just a joke.
She
It's just a joke.
No, so you know what? This is gonna be the beginning of their marriage. I wish them a fruitful marriage.
Yes,
but
definitely.
your woman will be making you say no a lot more.
Yes.
Like that's just
It's
your
gonna be
woman.
some uncomfortable
It's
no's.
gonna be some uncomfortable no's because your wifey gonna look out for you. So wifey gonna be like, no, bro, he don't need to be worried about this today.
Yep.
Welcome to marriage. So I think we all can agree. Yeah,
I think that's
The
good.
friends, the best man, all them wrong. You shouldn't be worried about nothing else during your wedding. Thank you for submitting that. Am I tripping? You ain't tripping.
At all. And now it is time.
For
Soundbite of the week.
all he had to say was the. All he had to say was the.
Oh, the.
Nah, bro.
Nah,
Nah, it's too
We'll
late.
practice. We'll practice.
Michelle over here.
So the soundbite of the week this week is: success is how high you bounce once you hit bottom. Do I need to repeat it?
Yes.
Go ahead. Put a
Yes. Say that again.
Success is how high you bounce once you hit bottom.
That makes sense.
I also would argue that it depends on the type of ball that bounces. A baseball ain't gonna bounce. A baseball ain't gonna bounce.
A baseball will bounce. It just
Nah,
won't-
if it hit the ground,
it'll
Depends
bounce.
how
It just
much
won't bounce
pressure
it's
as
gonna
high.
bounce, but it ain't gonna bounce high. It ain't gonna bounce
A
as high.
baseball will not
are
be
you,
successful.
Are you weighed down by yourself?
Oh, bro. I'll take that to mean like if you're starting high and you stay high, that's not necessarily success. Like from wherever your bottom is at, how far above that you can get is the measure of success you have.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I take it as it's how you rebound, right?
So
like,
if you never face resistance, you never are
you're right.
successful.
Like
Right.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I don't know if you've never faced resistance, that means you're not successful. Because I think resistance looks different, and two, why do we always have to have out of the mud story for success? Sometimes it ain't like that. Sometimes things just work out. You do what you need to do, and it just works out.
Then it just works out. It's not success.
How is it not success?
I think
It's
success
still
has
success.
is a different tier from just regular like things working out.
Let me
so
look up
that's why I
success.
think for the quote, as far as you bouncing back, success has more of a story that you have to overcome some level of adversity in order to become successful.
Right.
Success, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. That don't mean you gotta come get it out the mud. That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all think that y'all need to.
Where'd you get
Webster.
that from? Is that the only definition of success?
So you listen to the white man's version of success?
I'm done, bro. I'm done. Wrap it up. Thank y'all for listening to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. It's your main man, Dante. You can follow me at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
And this is Coop. You can follow me at thisiscoop_.
You already know. This is your boy JJ. You can follow me at _Jeremy J.
All things Big KJB at Just a Fiasco.
We out.
Peace.